Welcome to the Abundology podcast. My name is Renee Spears, and I'm an abundance and business mentor, and I help people have more money, love, time, and joy in their lives. I'm coming to you from a sunny downtown Portland, Oregon, and this is the weekly energy update for the week of March 1st, 2020. Every Sunday, I talk about how the energy is going to be for the week ahead, and I also infuse the show with some positive vibes, so you get a little positive energy boost just for listening. And this is the last week of Mercury Retrograde. Thank goodness. This one has been particularly hard for me in my chart. And remember that Mercury Retrograde is a perfect time to finish up any projects that you've started, which is important right now because we are about to go full speed ahead with our lives for the rest of the year. And it will take more work to get things finished up once we start doing that. And that's what this podcast does, is it tells you how the energy is out in the world so you can use it to make your life easier. And it's easier to go with the flow than to fight it. So we want to use the energy that's available to make life easier. So if you work with the available energy, it will feel like you're more in the flow of life. So this last week of Mercury Retrograde would be the perfect time to get your taxes done if you haven't already, or at least to get everything together and get it to the CPA. So doing that now will be much, much easier than doing it in a couple weeks. So don't procrastinate because then the task is going to be so much harder. So we are also transitioning into spring, which can be hard on our bodies. And this is a time when we might get some colds or allergies. And it could really benefit us right now to go on a cleanse or at least cut out the crap we know we shouldn't be eating, like the sugar and the dairy and the fried stuff and the red meat. And I really should have taken my own advice and gone on a cleanse last week because I've come down with a little bit of a cold. So take extra care of yourself during this transition into spring. So this is the first day of March. And the big event for March is that Saturn is changing signs and it moves into Aquarius. Saturn changes signs every 2.5 years. And when it does, it creates a ripple and a shift in the cosmos that we all feel. So we could feel this happening. And Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma. So when it moves out of Capricorn, where it's been since 2017, and into Aquarius, we are wrapping up yet another karmic cycle. So we had all of these cycles, these big cycles that ended at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020. And then now we have yet another cycle, another karmic cycle that is ending. And that's one of the reasons why it's important to finish up things during this Mercury retrograde. And that includes everything: relationships that you're done with, jobs that don't fit you anymore, ways of thinking and being that you have outgrown. Any old projects that are sucking your energy, or things just around the house that every time you look at it, you're like, ugh, I got to do that. This is the time to wrap those up. We need to do this as the next step of moving forward into our dream life. We need to have a fresh break, clean slate, so that we can move forward at full speed ahead for the rest of the year. And Saturn moves into Aquarius on March 21st, so we have a little bit of time before that shift happens. I do want to mention that the coronavirus in regards to the Saturn moving into Aquarius. So Aquarius is an air sign, and this indicates that there could be some challenges with anything that's spread in the air, which includes like airborne diseases and respiratory infections. So this is just something to be aware of and to prepare for. I think I'm going to invite back the astrologer Kara James for an update on the chart of the coronavirus and what's happening in that. Hopefully I can get her back here in the next couple of weeks to talk to us about that. So the good news this week is that Venus will be in Taurus from the 4th of March for the rest of the month. And this is a time when the energy will help us figure out what we want, what we value, and what we need to feel comfortable and secure. And the secure part right now may be of importance because of the freak out over the coronavirus. If you need to go to Costco and buy yourself 200 cases of water to feel secure, that's okay to do right now. It may seem a little crazy to some of us to do that, but that's okay. If it makes you feel secure to get really ultra prepared for this, then you should do it. And this is a really good time to do any sort of like Venus themed things that involve like art and creativity, a trip to the art museum, or maybe creating a new marketing plan that you could be really creative with and try some new fun things. It's also a good time for any kind of pampering. So if we're using the energy out there to benefit us, this would be the time to get a massage. And although I've never met a massage I didn't like, sometimes they're just okay. We know this if you get a lot of massages. Sometimes they're good. It was fine. But other times the massage is like exactly what your body and soul needed. And so this is one of those times. If you haven't had a massage yet this year, this from March 4th to basically the whole month of March will be a great time to go get a massage. So Venus is ultra comfortable in this sign and loves nothing more than good food, good wine, good company. This is a perfect time if you wanted to throw a dinner party this month. It would be a great time with lots of courses in the meal to focus on people and events and material comforts that bring you happiness and pleasure. So to recap this week, before we move out of Mercury retrograde and we have a full moon next week, let's use this energy to clean up any final things we need to get rid of. Any final things to get those blood suckers that are sucking our energy off of us so that we can move forward. And this is a really good time to get your taxes done if you haven't done that yet. This is also a good month with Venus and Taurus for good food, wine, and company. So a great time to have a dinner party. And this is perfect timing for me because a client brought me a bottle of wine earlier today. So thank you, Jackie. It was perfect timing. So get prepared this week because we are going full speed ahead with our lives coming up very, very soon. So this gives us a little break to give maybe our bodies a break with a cleanse, get some things wrapped up, get prepared for full speed ahead and moving into the dream life. So as always, thank you for listening. Have a wonderful week. I apologize for my little sickness in my voice. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Have a wonderful week of food, wine, pampering, massages, and taxes. And I'll talk to you next week.